talking till 3, sharing old stories, just them and me. The world's fast asleep, but we're wide awake, sipping on coffee, no plans to break. Time fades away as the night drifts on, lost in the laughter, the dark nearly gone. No need for answers, no reason why, just two souls awake beneath the sky. No rush, just stars and soft street lights, starting or ending, it feels just right. Up late with a friend, the world's at rest, these quiet chats, yeah, they're the best. So here's to late nights, the quiet and deep, with a friend by your side when you should be asleep. In the calm of the night, life feels bright, ending or starting, we're feeling just right. Time fades away as the night drifts on, lost in the laughter, the dark nearly gone. No need for answers, no reason why, just two souls awake beneath the sky. No rush, just stars and soft street lights, starting or ending, it feels just right. Up late with a friend, the world's at rest, these quiet chats, yeah, they're the best. No rush, just stars and soft street lights, starting or ending, it feels just right. Up late with a friend, the world's at rest, these quiet chats, yeah, they're the best. These quiet chats, yeah, they're the best, yeah, they're the best. These quiet chats, yeah, they're the best, the quiet and deep best.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and welcome to Baker at Night, our show about nothing, where we find out talking about almost everything. And why am I streaming on a holy Sunday morning? Because I was with El Baby Becaro yesterday, and that was wonderful, but that was a lot of. So I went to bed early, and I woke up half an hour ago, and I thought, I haven't done one of these in a while. Probably get another heat because didn't you know I was streaming? Yeah, but it's okay. Hey, 80s and broken hearted. Nina Canadian. Miss Kelly. Hello. I wasn't fancy enough to be invited on her Saturday show this Saturday. Hey, Amy. And Jen. Betsy. Beth, no better time to be in bed than when you are in bed with the baker. I have to try to sell it. No one thinks that. Hey, Jen. And Despite. How we all doing? Now, I was hanging out with the baby baker, and that was nice. Hey, before I go. And Peace Geek. I've only been here a few times, but curious, you prep for baker at night, or is it random? Yes. If I have something on my mind, I'll prep for a little bit. Most of it is just stream of consciousness. I don't know. Streaming where I'm sitting thinking of some things that annoy me, or I'll go into a half an hour rant about how Harry Potter is a poor excuse for nepotism. It goes anywhere we like, and most of the times it's just what pops up in chat. I know how it is. I don't think I ever had Fruit Loops. But no, most Baker at Nights is just hanging, chilling, talking about all the things that we don't talk about because I'm a LawTube streamer, and when you do that, you said a lot of talk about death and dead people and murdered people and severely unalive people, and you need a little let your hair down. So I'll do that sometimes. If I was a baker, I wouldn't be eating Fruit Loops. Well, bakers probably have a way worse diet than anyone thinks, because we'll be constantly depressed because of the late hours. So we eat a lot of sugar, and it's because you're working and you're just stuffing stuff in your face when you're going. In Denmark, you have a half-hour mandatory lunch break put into your union contract, and I can only remember having those when I was an apprentice. The rest of the time, you would just work. In Denmark, you work 37 hours a week. So you work 7.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. And instead of being there for 8 hours, we'll just say, well, fuck the lunch break. I'm just going to work through it. And you would just grab whatever you could and just work. Because who wants to be there half an hour extra if you can just sit on a big pile of something and just eat something? So we never had our lunch breaks. I don't know what angel food cake is. That's with hair like this, I need to flip it sometimes. Baby Baker is wonderful. He is getting big, but he's also almost. His mom yelled at me because I keep saying he's 8 months old. He's almost. He's 10 months old. He has his birthday in two months. Hey, bulla beat. So eat whatever you bake, but the problem is when you bake stuff, it's when I walk past the bakery now and everyone goes like, "Oh, the smell of cinnamon and sugar," but that's really not that. You get a bit grossed out by it, so you don't. It's not the same. I would love a Guinness, but maybe it's too early or late. It's 4 o'clock your time. Get a Guinness and go to bed. And I don't like Guinness. Baby was fine. Hey, little D. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock in Denmark. I wondered why there isn't a pregnant Barbie doll, but then I realized Ken came in another box. Oh my god. Brandon, you need to come back. Come back at full strength, because I can't deal with all of these pretend Brandons who are trying to pick up the slack for being the degenerate of the channel. But thank you so much, Marissa. 10 months is 8 months in Baker time. Does she realize I'm 27? Well, she has her birthday next. Oh, both of my daughters were there today, and my youngest daughter said, "Dad, I have a birthday coming up." I said, "Yeah, I know." And she said, "I want one of your merchandise T-shirts." I said, "Which one?" "A cream pie." And I did because that's not what you want to hear as a dad. Who thought that was probably Jamie's idea? I'm not a degenerate. Is that a beer? No, because you get so overloaded with the sugar and the flavors, so you just still like a good cinnamon roll or stuff like that, but you just don't have the cravings like when you go past it and smell it and think, "Oh, it's so great." Uh, but so it looks like my daughter wants my merch, but sadly, the wrong kind of merch. It's a vodka tea in a can. Oh, what we call teenage fuel. Don't do that. That's not nice. But no, we had a wonderful. We were at the playground, and we we did a lot of talking, and it's nice hanging out. It's one of those things when you get kids, you're thinking, oh, they're really cute and they're doing all these kid stuff. And then when they get a little older and they become more independent, and you think, I missed when you were so important in their life, and they have boyfriends, they have work, they have. And then they get kids, and you get right in there and be the one that they turn to and ask, hey, can we can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? So I like that part of it. Hey, Kelly,
Hi.
why are
How
you
are
up?
you? What?
Why are you up so late?
I'm eating ice cream. Ice cream's important before bed.
Sure.
I'm up late because it's the only time I get to spend quiet time at any time with my husband. My kids finally go to bed.
Apparently, this is the ice cream time for you, like young ladies.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, I'm not a great dad. I'm just a dad. And you had your big show this after. Well,
Yeah, you should look into that case. So there, and it's in Massachusetts. So Dana and Tracy from Resistance to Silence, they Tracy grew up with him, the guy that was arrested in his family. And um the guy was arrested. He was cleared by the state charges, but then the DOJ arrested him, and he got found guilty for aiding and abetting of a false police report. But he isn't the one who did it. And the police officer who did the crime, he's actually the one that said it's a false police. He shouldn't have arrested him. And the one who did the crime actually got forced into early retirement, and he's the one that got in trouble. And now he's waiting to be sentenced by the DOJ. So they're trying to set up money for appeals and stuff.
so it's not just the states that's corrupt up there. It's the DOJ as well.
Yeah, it's all of them. Like I can't believe how naive I was, honestly, to what happens.
I think I often think sometimes you get a little down. You're sitting there thinking, I'm just sitting here on my ass 8 hours a day talking about crimes and yelling about stupid prosecutors.
Yeah.
And then you catch some of the cases, kind of the one I did last week,
Yeah.
where I was absolutely horrendous. And the more I think about it, the more I wish I could be an online sleuth and look into how much is Fanny's office involved with people who feed them cases, and they'll just waste taxpayer money to try and get them to court.
Oh, Fanny's horrible. She's already been in court herself. So it's like she was in court for what was it? It was her and her. She was sleeping with like one of the guys on her staff, and yeah, she's so corrupt. My husband said she's in court again right now. They're trying to disbar her.
But but that's the thing when especially because I have that 1,000-mile stare at this case or these cases because I live across the pond.
Right.
I don't live where you live, and our system is very different. But you sit here as a law tuber and think, well, a lot of people come with that. Oh, I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know police could do that. I didn't know the DA could do that. And that's
I
the days
mean,
where you think, oh, I did something good today.
I guess in my head, you just think they're supposed to be the good people. They're the ones that we're taught to go to. We're the ones that they're taught that they're supposed to be there for us, like good, for the community. And if you have a problem, that's who you go to is the police. And sadly, after I, as naive as I was after Karen Reed and after, watching this guy in Georgia, watching now hearing this one, you've got, um, was it the guy in Indiana, Delphi murders that everyone's been talking about that they don't believe he's innocent as well. He was framed. Like it just, no, I haven't dove into that one, so I don't know for sure. I'm just saying what people have talked about. But for me, thank you, Wallstrom. I thought you were talking about me. I was like, wait a second, what? Um, for me, I think, like I know so much about Massachusetts that I probably um know more than I know about my own city. But I'll tell you that my sister and her boyfriend, he's a police officer, and just learning about the stuff that goes off in their office. He's one of the good guys, but he tries to stay out of all that stuff but he'll tell you, he's like, it's everywhere you look. And I mean, every office has something.
Yeah, and of course you'll have good eggs and bad eggs, but the problem is when the bad eggs get so high in the food chain that they hire only bad eggs. And you can see it in the Massachusetts. Um, they have a, what is it, 33% dropout within the first year of new recruits.
Yeah,
And I think the rest of the ones being left, 50% leaves within, is it 3 years or 5 years or something like that. So that's 66% that goes away
right.
in such a short time. And I think oh yeah, Jen, if Wallstrom did something wrong, it's because Wallstrom was an idiot in his pants. That's how he got the junior executive as well. But it's not because he dislikes people most of the times. uh, but you can see all, and I think the clearest sign we've seen is the Karen Reed case, because Meatball Morrissey is clearly a bad egg,
Oh
and
yeah,
he had, yeah, and he
good.
filled his office with bad eggs. And I think it's so incestuous the way that the police works for the DA's office. In Denmark, it's two separate unities. Of course, they'll talk together and say, hey, we need this guy arrested and we need this. But the
Here
police
it's
is,
two separate. It's also separate here.
yeah, you have the police here and you have the DA's office here. When you have this where, oh, well, just to make it easier, we'll have 5 police officers who's connected to the DA's office. So, because you saw, and when I see Bukaki and Proctor, I see the Goon Squad. If you ever watched L.A. Confidential,
Right.
the ones who went out and beat up the people you don't want there.
Right.
They were the muscle who would go out in their very tight pants and show people their peen and say, "Hey, do this, do that." That's
Yeah.
that's what I see when I see these two people.
No, I do. I see Dumb and Dumber, honestly. And it's so corrupt. Like Tully's got his hands in everything. I mean,
That's
it's
the FOIA request I want.
yeah.
That Brian Tully's.
I mean, if you notice, he's like Miles King case. He's picking up witnesses and driving them around, and he's going to Texas for the Lexus, black box stuff. He's going to California to interview people there. It's like his hands are in everything, and he's the one common denominator of how the taillight would have got to the crime scene.
Yeah, and as you said, he is in everything. Did you hear
Mhm.
about the guy who got his left side chopped off? He's all right now.
That's funny. Marissa, you're funny.
It's 5 a.m.
I know.
and I have to sit and listen to that. Well, thank you, Marissa. I appreciate it. But no, I was just. But then you see this DA's office down in Fulton, and I knew Fannie Willis was kind of a sea bag because I saw parts of the YSL case, and I've seen that there was that. Yeah, she was banging some guy and claiming she
Yeah.
wasn't, and she did it. And
She hired him to be the head Rico, to head the Rico investigation.
Oh, my husband said she hired him to
yeah,
head the
I can hear.
Rico.
Yeah, 700. What? She paid him almost $700,000. He's never tried one Rico case, and they went on like tons of trips. Like they went everywhere and spending the money. So really, it was just like a pay to play. She paid him, and they played with it. All that money.
I can give my husband the phone. You guys can hang out.
I think it's a joke.
Well, it's just because he's listening
He's
to you
smart
all
when it
day.
comes to that stuff, though.
He listens to you all day. Now he's just wanna. Oh, finally, we are not talking about.
He's like, finally, you're not talking about Karen Reed.
Finally, it's not Karen Reed, female hygiene products, and I
The
don't know
only
what
thing
women
that-
talk about. I've been single for a long time, and I have an idea that when my mod squad gets together, they are braiding hair, they have pillow fights, and they're talking about their periods because that's all
Well,
women do.
not well. Yeah, when you're 14, they do. When you're an adult, what we do is probably more just stupid stuff. We just laugh the whole time. And it's I don't know. Not all women have periods anymore. Just so you know, I don't. I haven't had a
Well, then
period
they
in
may be sitting
forever.
around talking about how much they miss them because I
They
don't know.
don't miss them. Trust me, I don't miss them.
Brendan, I yeah, but I don't know why we don't get invited to for stuff like that. That's because I don't understand women. So how would I know what women do on their free time?
Me and my bestie like to go get tattoos at the same time.
I forgot that you do your morning frolic every morning.
Oh yes, in the field of lavender.
No, on the beach. You don't know what frolicking comes from?
I don't frolic.
Oh, you do. Oh, women frolic. It was a case where a guy was accused of unaliving his wife. Yeah, it was the guy with the Yankee candle, right? Am I mixing cases up now? And he had a girlfriend, and he went down to Florida to meet with another guy who had a cult. And he had a cult where he, as a real cult should be, he was one man and I think like 4 women or something. And to
Yeah.
run a cult, you have to be smart. So every morning you'll spend 1 hour listening to women's problems because there's always problems, and then they'll go
That
frolic.
is true.
They go frolic on the beach, and you figure out how to make tax evasion scam by claiming that you are religion. And he was really interested in trying to do that because he also really wanted to have these multiple female situations. Great case.
Right. I don't know if I heard of that one. And I live here, but then again, there's some that I don't hear about. Like they don't really they don't do a lot on the news for stuff. Like even Adelson, I knew about it, but that's because I watch YouTube court cases, you know what I mean? So I started watching Adelson when they did Katie McBanwell's second trial. That's when I started watching it. So I've kind of been stuck on that case for a while, but I don't. There's a lot of cases around here. Like, so there was one case that I had when I was a teenager, I was 18. It was actually a friend of mine. Her parents were murdered. If you ever look up the vampire killings in Eustis, Florida, and the guy's name is Rod Farrell, and he was like trench coat, dark hair. Him and friends, they drank blood and that stuff. He was from he moved back to Kentucky. Um, Jennifer is my friend. She was my age. Their daughter, and Heather was their younger daughter, and they came and they got Heather and got her in the car, and then they went in, and it was a gruesome crime scene. Um, and then they took off and they took her back. They tried to get her back to Kentucky, but they got caught in like New Orleans or something because they changed plates on their parents' car and all that stuff so they could get away. But he had three other friends with him and Heather. And my friend Jennifer came home from work and found her parents bludgeoned to death with a crowbar. And her dad had been watching TV, and her mom had just got out of the shower and was in the kitchen with hot coffee, and he just went hog wild on them and killed them. And Jennifer found them when she came home from work, and then they found them like 2 days later, and I believe they were in New Orleans, and they brought them back to my hometown, which is Eustis, Tavares area. Tavares is where the courthouse is for the county. And the grand jury indicted all of them but Heather. They let their daughter go. And she's the one that begged him to come down and help her
Yeah.
and get her out of it. And I just, for me, like that kind of case, that's what got me knowing someone personally to that case. It kind of got me into it. You know what I mean? More true crime. So it was an eye opener for that one because I also worked right next to the courthouse when it was happening, when the trial happened. And Rod Farrell actually, I think he got the death penalty at first, but then they took the death penalty away, so he ended up just getting like life in prison.
I think life in prison is a worse sentence than than death penalty.
Oh yeah, I do too. I mean, you have yourself, especially if you're in solitary, like you're gonna go crazy. But yeah, if you ever look up the vampire killings, that one was crazy. That happened in 1990, I think 1997,
Well,
96, 97.
I wasn't born back then. I'm 27 years old.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
I forgot I was older than you.
yeah, but
That sucks.
the other case I was talking about, they didn't drink blood; they drink pee. But,
Oh well, that's a new one.
no, it's really good for you. You should look into. He had a lot of ideas to what you should do to better yourself, and he was such a likable guy. There was I think a minor that he had threatened to kill her entire family if she didn't bet him. So he was a nice guy. He was misunderstood.
Misunderstood.
I think it's.
They mostly are. I mean,
I think it
nowadays.
was because he had a different religion, the religion of tax evasion. They didn't like him.
Those are a little bit different. Those can be hard to handle. Those can be. Brandon, I just saw that and I am going to smack you because that's not nice.
That he's 12 years old.
He was 12 when that happened. I was
Well,
already out of high school. I'm so old. It's ridiculous.
You can't smack him for being born. He didn't
Yes, I
decide.
can. I can smack him. Just like I do with Zach.
You got born the wrong day. Whack. Pretty sure that's not legal.
No, you make me feel old. Whack. That's what it is.
Hey, Luna, how are you doing? What do you call headphones that walk out on their children? Deadbeats.
All right. Deadbeats. But
This is going to be a very, very, very long night. Good thing it's only an hour show because Marissa is really he's testing me tonight.
What is the next case you're going to be looking into?
I don't. I have so many people. Are you covering Adelson? No. But are you covering the opening statements? No. But it's really good. Yes. Go watch it on one of the many other channels that cover it.
I know it's funny because for me, because I've been not watching it for so long and nobody knew about it prior to Donna for some reason. Like Brother Council did a poll on who has known the case prior to Donna, and over 50% of people had never heard of it before Donna Adelson. I'm like, there's already been 4 other trials.
Well, it's one of those things. It's the same with the tonsil twins. If you know the case, you know it. If you don't,
Right.
you don't. And there are these communities within the law tubing where the Hales case, that's a big case. But then you start talking to free can read people, and they're like, the what case? And you talk
Yeah.
to the Hales people about the can read case, and they're like, but what about that guy down in Florida?
My
that's-
dad lives 20 minutes from Otter Creek.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched
You probably heard Jeremy say it. He's like, my dad lives in Bronson, which is like right there.
Can I tell you something between just you and I? There's no one watching.
Of course, nobody else is here. It's just you and I.
I find it tedious because it's just filing back and forth. There's nothing new in the case.
I stopped watching it because nothing has come up to me. It's now just evading being served, and it's nothing like when it first started, and he was like getting his when he first got his restraining order against, or him and George did against Lynette and John in Ohio. Like that one was interesting. And then when they decided to come home and Lynette and John tried to get theirs against them, that was interesting. Watching Lynette try to do pro se and stuff, that was interesting. But once Deuce got involved, I just kind of was like, now it just feels like a TV show that is going bad. So
and it's been going on for so long with nothing happening. That's the thing. The Can Read case has been going on for almost the same time, but we had 2 trials.
right, two big trials with huge like things that have happened around it, and in between the trials there was go to bed. There was in between the 2 trials, every day there was something else crazy that had happened. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing. It was never a calm spot between the Karen Reed trial. It was constant. So
and I'm just the depositions were fun and seeing the craziness, but when it just turns into I'm going to file a piece of paper, let's read that. I'm going to file a piece of paper, let's read that. I just want to see those a-holes in court fighting it out and finding out what the hell's going on. And,
well, Lynette's just psycho, but I mean, who sells their house to follow a YouTube creator to move across the street from them? Like,
well, I have had people who called me in the middle of the night, so there is crazy out there.
oh yeah, there is. So the case I was looking at, I don't know what you case you've been looking at to cover next, but the case that I've been
Nothing?
looking at is, hold on, let me grab my dog before he barks and cries and stuff the whole time. Oh,
Celestial.
I got this thing right here.
Oh, it looks like the dog from Blade 3.
He's a Pomeranian and he's a punk. So he's gonna sit here and cry until I got him out because I'm out here with him. But the one I was looking at, it's I gotta remember her name, but a 68-year-old woman in Vegas went missing, and they had they had police come out to look and check because her own trailer, and she was constantly in touch with like the office of the trailer park, like 3 times a day. Like everyone saw her, like it was consistent. And then one day she went missing, and these people were living in her house, and they were at the door, and I was watching the police video trying to get them to come out, and they finally got him to come out, and they started to search the house. They didn't find anything, and then last minute they find a freezer with like clothes and all kinds of stuff shoved on top of it. So they took it off, and they're like, if I find a body in here, I'm gonna freak out. Well, they had a locksmith there, and the locksmith opened the freezer, and they found her in the freezer. And so he's been charged with her murder, and his wife's like been charged with as accessory, I think. And they're supposed to go on court in October.
Yeah, but
So
that's in Las Vegas. Time zones are shit, so I'm not gonna cover that. And
yeah.
celestial band stands for Baker at Night. So that's why it's banned August 23rd. It's actually August 24th where I am in the real world, but I'll let it slide for you Yanks.
We have just like 20 minutes before.
Yeah, and I'm gonna end it after an hour. No, Marissa doesn't call me. I'll wake up to 45 messages between her and Jess where one of them misunderstand what the other says, and then they go into another conversation about a different topic and it's lovely. So sometimes I wake up, look at my Discord thinking,
You would have no clue about me and Amy and Kim's and our conversations with our chat, because we have like five stories going on at once.
yeah, but it's nice to wake up in the morning. I was shocked when I found out my toaster was not waterproof. I'm out of beer money, so. Did your husband's snoring get solved with your non-waterproof toaster?
Mm, that might work. Yeah.
Don't say that live because then he'll have an accident and you have admitted to a crime online.
No, I was.
I was just watching a trial where someone not looking for his wife who banged another guy was an admission of guilt. So you just say, that might work, just after I said if Marissa had shocked her husband to death. It can be taken out of context. Just remember that.
My husband sent me a text yesterday that said, if I have to see it, you do too. And it was something from X. And I was like, I want a divorce. Because it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, that's not fair.
Funny enough, Paula B, I have also gotten a lot of recommendations for the Kevin Spacey trial.
I have too.
Yeah, so I think the algorithm has just hit that because AJ is getting a lot of traction in California right now. I think I don't think the West Coast knows much about Karen Reed, but now he has that motor vehicle homicide, whatever it is.
In Malibu.
Yeah.
With the 4 college students from Pepperdine.
Hey, Lefty.
Who there? So yeah.
A lot of interesting stuff happens in a trailer park. I witnessed a man in a wheelchair. Yes, Baker, wheelchair. Get raided because he was the local meth dealer. Hey, he needs the income as well. Don't knock it.
That works. I mean, it happens.
Little baby Baker time was wonderful, and you have Smarties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He has found out what they are because he was just playing with the package before, and now he found out there's good things inside the package, and because
yeah.
he was just putting the little paper package in his mouth and just dissolving it, and then
Hey, are you gonna co-host? What are you doing? Apparently, he wants to be part of it.
star of the show.
He's like, hello.
Well,
That's Cotton. His name's Cotton.
Brandon, take your wife off your life insurance, and you'll probably feel better within a week.
Well, you know, she could be, but there's also easier ways to do it without getting caught.
Again, don't admit to guilt on a tape show.
I'm just saying, I've watched Snapped. I'm just saying what they were doing, not what I would do.
That's how they get them all. You had
Oh,
standouts in California. Yeah, but I bet you that, and maybe I'm wrong. I just see America as very east-west coast. It's like kind of two separate countries that what's trending on the west coast isn't the same on the east coast.
yeah,
And I think that a case like the Karen Reed, because if you went in and looked at Google Trends, it was very clear it was all the way down the east coast, and then you'll have bits in Montana, but again, Google Trends just looks at searches, but that would be Montana and a little bit of California, so it didn't look like it was a national phenomenon.
right. It didn't become, I mean, it became more national. I noticed it when TikTok blew up this last trial. TikTok went, you never saw it on TikTok except for like Boozy Beauty and like Nerdy Pink Panda, something like that. Those are the only ones that you'd see on TikTok. Um, it wasn't until the trial started that all of a sudden my TikTok algorithm blew up to Karen Reed. Hey, would you stop?
TikTok, not TikTok. Smarties in Denmark is chocolate covered in a dragé, like a sugar coating. So that's what I think of. Apparently, you have some weird chalky candies for Smarties in.
Yeah, our Smarties are, we actually have some in the cabinet. My husband eats them. It's just a roll of little, like little flat round candies that are
No,
like
no, no, no,
chalky.
no. No, no, no. As always, Americans are getting. Well, you probably can't eat it because it's a health risk. You could choke on it.
What?
Well, that's why you can't have Kinder Surprise because
Oh, Kinder. Yeah, well, we still have the Kinder eggs. We just
yeah, but
don't have
the toy inside.
the toy
Uh,
inside. They changed it.
my sister actually asked for if I could bring some of them with me when I went over to see her. Why can't I do this?
Where's your sister at?
Right now, she's in Switzerland. Back in the day, she was in Illinois when she was in the States.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have Kinder eggs here because uh that's one thing that we can get Liam to do stuff with.
These
Smarties.
these are Smarties, and it's these small chocolate with a sugar coating.
That's crazy.
No, it's candy. It's not
No,
crazy.
I know it's candy, but I mean it's those remind me of
Oh, these are horrible. The ones you had, they taste like. Marissa just sent me those. I hate these.
yeah,
We,
Smarties. That's the ones we have.
you would get these when you. We used to go. My dad was on the local board of the union, and so we'd go to Christmas parties when we were kids, and we'll get a bag of candy from the union when we had danced around the Christmas tree and stuff like that. And you known it was a shitty one who bought it when you found these one in it. Some years it was the good candy, and then I think it was it was the male secretary who had bought it. It was all the shitty candy. If the female, I still chuck an apple in there. You can use that to smash a window, but the candy would be good. But these ones, they're just depression.
Those are in my cabinet right now. We have a whole big bag of them. But my husband eats them out throughout the day.
But oh, come on, come on.
Their look reminds me of a candy we have here. I can't even think of the name of it, but it's ours isn't chocolate. It's more of a fruity flavor.
It doesn't get up there, but
The
no, but
sweet tarts.
these is just like just like a milk chocolate that's covered in sugar.
Yeah, they look like sprees. That's what it is. Celestial Force. It's spree candy.
You don't
That's
dance
weird.
around a Christmas tree. Of course don't. You do that? You Yanks are weird.
I know. I ain't gonna lie. I know we are.
You. It's that horrible time where your mom says, "Well, we don't have any traditions. We need to make some traditions," and then you do and you hold hands and you go and run. Silent night, holy night.
We don't dance. Tree.
And no one can remember the lyrics, and everyone is walking. Are we going right? Are we going left? And you do that for three psalms, and then your mom goes, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's just open packages.
My house, we never did that.
Well, that's how you celebrate Christmas, but that's also because America hates Jesus, because Jesus was born
We
on
do not. That's the
Why
one day
don't
a
you
year we
celebrate
go to church. What are you talking about?
why don't you celebrate his birthday? His birthday was on the 24th.
Well, that's Christmas Eve.
That's when you celebrate. Do you celebrate your birthday the day after your birthday or on your birthday?
I have a birthday week. I don't have just a birthday.
Yeah, I know you women, you have, and it'll be a birthday year at some point. But Christ was born on the 24th, so all people in the real world will celebrate it on his birthday, and all you who learn from the British will celebrate on the 25th in the morning.
We technically celebrate it the night before because we usually have Christmas Eve parties and there's drinking and enjoying and toasting, and that's celebrating for a birthday party. This just we open gifts the next morning. Now, I grew up, my dad was a firefighter, so I did not get the option to choose whether we open gifts in the morning or night because my dad worked 24 hours on, 24 hours off at Disney as a firefighter paramedic. And so most of the time, when he had to work, we would open presents before we went to bed. Then we would go to bed and wake up and be able to play with our presents.
So back in the day, you used to celebrate. You liked Christ back in the day. Brandon, it's a band show, so it's just going to be like 10 more minutes. So get your gummies and go to bed. No, but that's why when we see like Home Alone and he's running down and waiting for his presents in the morning, we don't get that because in Denmark a normal Christmas day is you'll wake up in the morning and be annoyed that where's all the gifts, and at depending on where you are, this is the only day at a year you go to church. You'll get all the family together and you'll go to church and you'll sit there and think, oh, good, I don't have to come back till next year. Go home
We
and
go. This is how often we go. We go 2 days, 2 times a year, which we normally try to go, which is Easter and Christmas, and
yeah, we don't
then
do Easter. You don't know no reason for that. God loves us enough to begin with.
you
So
you don't have a bunny that comes around and brings you baskets.
I need to tell you Americans something. Bunnies doesn't lay eggs, so the Easter bunny isn't a real thing.
That's not true. They do.
Easter is actually when Jesus died.
I
So
know.
it's not about chocolate. But again, this is actually my band shows. I'm Baker American Education. And I couldn't spell education, so I put an N in. But we will then you have your family there and you'll get annoyed at everyone because you don't like your family. Then you'll eat at 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock, where you'll overstuff yourself with the traditional pork roast, caramelized potatoes, your red cabbage. Some eat green cabbage as well. We don't do that where I come from. And white potatoes, of course, and a lot of gravy. And then you have the big traditional dessert, which is riz à la mode, which is just that's an almond. That almond chops up, and then one full almond in there. The one who gets the almond will win a prize. So everyone will eat till they puke just to find that almond. And it's always a dad who will like, I got it in the first scoop. And they'll get some cheap chocolate. Then you'll go upstairs to or wherever you have your Christmas tree, and you'll light your Christmas the candles on the Christmas tree, and that's when the mom will begin with the, oh, it's been a long time since we danced around, and now we have small kids again. Shouldn't we dance around? And then she'll find that pamphlet from the 1970s where you have the Psalms in it. And said, oh, let's take, we call it Happy Christmas. That's, uh, what do you call it? You call it,
Merry Christmas.
ba, 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 ba,
Silent
ba,
night.
ba. Silent Night. You call it Silent Night. We call it Happy Christmas. Everyone knows that one. The only problem is no one know how fast, how slow, what key. So it sounds like shit. And then it's like, "Ugh, let's take this one." That also goes wrong. And then we'll try the third one. And she get mad and said, well, I'm going to go make some coffee. And everyone sits down, turns on the TV. There's nothing on because it's Christmas. The kids are running around because there's presents under the tree. There's live candles on the tree. So you kind of get the cat out of there. It's going to be a fire hazard. The dads are getting angry because the kids can't shut up. And then you'll start open the packets, and you always start with, "Oh, let the youngest kid pick the first packets, and oh, let the kids." And then you sit for 2.5 hours opening packages and saying, oh, and you get annoyed that again this year your wife got you presents that is actually, oh, we need this fixed in the basement, so I bought you this tool. And her presents are not good enough because you don't ever think about me. And the kids will then be on a sugar high running around on the walls. That's a good Christmas.
That's not our Christmases. We don't put like uh real candles on the tree.
That's the part of the Christmas that's funny. My dad was a firefighter as well, and he always worked because he used to drive elderly people from when they were assisted living and then back to their families, and then from the families back to the assisted living when they got for the older people. And I think 2 years in a row, every time he left the house, the tree would fall right after. So we stopped putting real candles on it.
Yeah, we didn't dance. We didn't um we basically woke up at 4 a.m. and jumped on our parents' bed if it was Christmas morning. And it was like, Santa came, let's go open presents. And they would have to like roll out of bed at 5 a.m. and try to get it. Um But my husband and I we don't exchange gifts with each other on Christmas because we don't have the money after we pay for the kids. So
Translated, that means her husband doesn't get a gift, but he better have one for her, just something. And
no,
Brandon, don't open emails at 11 p.m. on a Saturday. They are never good.
yeah, we don't. Plus, so my husband and I have this. We got our wedding was May 19th in 2012, but we actually ran away on New Year's Eve and got married prior to that. So we had our own little wedding and eloped on Christmas or New Year's Eve of 2011. So we kind of pushed Christmas for us over to our secret day because our kids don't even know that.
That's it's easier to remember. It's kind of like when my mom proposed to my dad, and she said, "What day do you want?" And he said, "The 9th of April." I can remember that one because that's the day Germany occupied Denmark during the Second World Kerfuffle. She didn't catch it at first, and then she got a little mad. I love socks if they're good. One less thing. I don't mind. I'm at the age where, hey, give me a new pair of trainers, give me a polo shirt, give me some shorts for working out, and I'm fine. Don't. Well, I thought that you should have a new watch. No, I have a watch. I don't need a watch. I don't need any of that stupid things.
Yeah, yoga pants for me. If you want to get me something, it's yoga pants. That's what I like. I don't think I've worn real jeans in years.
Well, you don't have to look at 11 p.m. at night. In Denmark, it is actually illegal to send things like that on the weekends. And it's not like it's going to fix you that you got the email at 11 p.m. It's just going to make you more anxious all night long. So that's really stupid. But yeah, we put all the Christmas tree too close to the wall or window to dance around it.
Yeah.
Well, get a smaller one. I've seen Americans. Well, I see what's on Instagram, and they get these massive ones.
Yeah, my
Why?
dad used to try to get one that fit we had 12-inch ceilings. My dad would try to get one that fit that. And I was like, why do we have to go to the forest? Like, that's the biggest tree I've ever seen in my life. But we do a fake tree mainly because of the animals. Um, and we also we do the plastic ball ornaments. We don't get the glass ornaments because my son Liam will be like, "Ooh, look at that ball. Let me throw that around," and crash, and the cat will touch it or try to play with it. So
Yeah, stepping on those is part of the fun. No, but it's funny how traditions are different, but there's a lot of things that we do and you don't do, and there's a lot of foods and stuff like that that's very different. But
yeah, for
that's
us, it's like we do for like Christmas dinner. It's like turkey or ham. My ex mother-in-law, my first husband's mom, would make. She actually would make prime rib every year. So, but usually it's turkey, baked or mashed potatoes, green bean. Everything's a casserole. There's like a casserole for everything. Sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole. Everything's a casserole.
that's. Huh.
Yeah.
Have you tried a pork roast with caramelized potatoes and gravy? I'm not saying
No,
it's the
but it
best.
sounds good.
Yeah, you should all try that. So yeah.
How do you cook the
Uh,
pork roast?
well, it's skin on, so you get the cracklings, whatever you call it. So you take it, rub a lot of salt in there, so you'll really get a tasty crackling on it. Then you just put it in an oven and burn it for however long it needs to burn. So you get a good. The last 10 minutes you'll put on like the grill, so they'll really pop the cracklings, and then you just serve it. A lot of people have a tendency to overcook it, so it's a little dry, but
What
you'll
about the
just put extra
caramelized
cream.
potatoes? How do you do that?
You take some. I like to do it with honey, but so you take sugar and honey and put it on a pan, heat it up, and then you have some boiled potatoes that you'll just kind of toss
Mix
around
them.
in the caramelized
That actually
caramel.
sounds really good.
It's because it's so fatty. Our Christmas food, so that sugar is actually really good with it.
Yeah.
Um, and you put a lot of salt on the pork roast to get the crackling to really pop. So the rest is really salty, and then you have those sweet potatoes at the same time, which is not sweet potatoes, but it's just a regular potato, and you'll melt some sugar or honey or whatever you like, and you'll just kind of flip it around so
Really?
they'll get covered in caramel. You should do that.
I want to try it. I will.
But
I'll try it one night. I actually just bought a bunch of potatoes, so my husband will be getting all kinds of different food.
yeah, no, not sweet potatoes. It's really real potatoes, but you just make them sweet by stirring them around in some caramel.
So it's just like russet potatoes, regular white potatoes.
A, a, a normal boiled potato, just you get them a little smaller, the smaller ones, because if you do it with the big old potatoes, it's not as good because
Yeah.
you don't get as much covering to. There's not enough cover to the inside, so it doesn't really taste the same. So yeah,
Do you guys make twice baked potatoes ever?
no.
Those are good.
Marissa, you're sleeping. Well, that's perfect because we just hit the 1 hour mark. So I'm gonna leave. Kel, stay for a second after. Instead of some people just drop out when you're done with the show, and I'm like, I'd like to
All
say
right.
goodbye.
I'll stay.
Everyone, go to bed or go to somewhere else because I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye.